Hey guys, it's me Seren, back with another video. This video is going to be about Tidal, which I'm sure you guys have all heard of because it's been all over the internet and all over the social media for the last 2 days. Tidal is a streaming service that launched on Monday the 30th, where basically it's supposed to be, direct competition for Spotify and the Amazon and the Google streams and stuff like that, where basically a bunch of high-profile artists got together and decided that they weren't getting paid enough money from streaming. So they've decided to launch this streaming website where the artists are the owners. The way that streaming really works right now is that the tier services like Spotify and stuff like that, they're a third-party supplier. So you have your artist that makes the music, and then you have your third-party supplier who's kind of like your middleman, and then you have your consumer. And a lot of these, Spotify, Pandora, shit like that, the artists feel like they're not paying the artists enough money for their streaming content. Because a lot of them have a free option, with advertising. So when you have a free option, they don't get paid anything. When you have a low tier option, they might get paid, cents. And you have artists that feel like it's unfair because they say like, oh, well, my album or my song might get, 100 million streams and I only get paid, $50 at the end of the day because of, I'm only getting paid on the cents. And they basically wanted to launch this Tidal service, which would be a service that's pretty much owned by the artist. So they cut out the middleman. They stream directly to the fans. It sounds nice in theory. It was helmed by Jay-Z, who invested $56 million into the service. And like I said, he enlisted the help of tons of A-list, high-profile artists to come and be co-owners. I believe that everyone owns about 3% or, something along those lines of the streaming content. And so, instead of having to get paid cents from Spotify, they own the streams directly. This has inspired a huge backlash for 3 reasons. One of which is race-related, which is why I'm discussing it here on this channel. But I'm going to go with the other 2 reasons first. The first reason why it's sparking a lot of backlash is because people find it hard to feel sorry for fucking millionaires. Our country is, quote-unquote, coming out of, the Great Recession. People are broke. People are fucking broke. They don't have jobs. They can't eat. They're worried about paying bills. And you have multi-millionaires giving a press conference to whine and cry about how they're broke and how they need more money. It's distasteful and it rubs people the wrong way. And I've seen a lot of people saying, well, like, maybe if they weren't so smug and entitled about it, because they're multimillionaires. We know they're multimillionaires. The majority of these people, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, they make tons of music telling us how fucking rich they are and how broke we are. It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Everyone knows that if you create content, you want to get paid. That's why YouTube has a monetization option. That's why people try to get their books and their writing published. Of course you're creating for the love of creating, but yes, people do want to get paid. However, a lot of people feel like, this Tidal shit is basically blackmailing fans into doing something that they may or may not want to do. You have a lot of these artists that are actually pulling their music off of Spotify, which is what Taylor Swift did. Pulling their music off of Spotify and making it so Tidal is, exclusive content. Jay-Z owns Roc Nation, and he's pretty much forcing all the Roc Nation artists to do the same thing. J. Cole was at this press conference looking at, like, he wanted to kill himself. Like, he looked so sad. Like, oh my God, like, he's forcing me to be here. Because, J. Cole probably wants to go film some more videos about slavery. Like, he had this look on his face the whole time like he could not care less about any of this shit. So That's the one thing that's rubbing people the wrong way. You have people that are multi-millionaires that want more. They want more. They make tons of money off of album sales because people do still sell albums. I don't stream. I am not a streamer, but I do buy albums. I've never gotten the hype of streaming. I don't use cloud services to store pictures, and I have a phone that has like 164 gigs of space. I like to have all my things, quote unquote, almost like a hard copy on my device with me. I don't stream. And a lot of that came from living in New York City, where the majority of these types of streaming services and cloud services require internet. So when you're walking, when you're riding the train, when you're in and out of service, these services become useless. I believe a lot of the streaming sites now offer, offline options. I don't know how that shit works. I don't do it. I don't do that. So you have, again, people that feel like they're being blackmailed. So now you're only going to release exclusive content on this Tidal streaming service. So I'm not, so your next album, like Kanye supposedly is going to be I'm not a Kanye fan, as you guys know, but Kanye's supposed to be dropping a surprise album, and it will be a Tidal exclusive. So if you want to hear it, you have to have Tidal. So I just can't go buy your album. You're like forcing me. You're blackmailing me. You can't force me. You can't force me to do anything, So that's rubbing people the wrong way. And a lot of people also feel like what they're doing is they're turning their music into luxury items, because this is not a cheap service. It's $20 a month for top tier HD, high definition quality sound, exclusive content, music videos, concert tickets, woo, whatever. It's $20 for that, and then it's $10 a month for a low tier version, but there is no free version. So you have to have a certain amount of disposable income, 10 or 20 extra dollars to subscribe, to pay for the subscription. And it's like, well, what if we don't have it? We're broke. Y'all are fucking rich, but we're broke. The whole thing really reeks of elitism and classism, and a whole bunch of rich people that got together and said, we want more money. We want to milk these fucking people for all they're worth. We're tired of them listening to our music for free or for a low cost, right? And that rubs people the wrong way. That rubs me the wrong way. Like, as a consumer, if I only want to buy a physical hard copy of an album, I should have that option. If I only want to buy an album on iTunes, if I don't want to stream it, I should have that option. And trying to force people and blackmail them by, well, this is going to be exclusive content for Tidal only, and you have to pay $20 or $10 a month is gross. It's disgusting. And you also have tons of fans, that, like I said, are broke, that maybe they scrimp up their $10 or their $17 to buy an album, and then they own the album, and then they can listen to it however times they want for free. They don't have to pay a recurring subscription every month, and that's really cutting that fan, that low tier, free tier fan, which, they're able to listen to Spotify for free or something like that. That's cutting that fan out. You're essentially making music a luxury item that only a certain person with a certain amount of disposable income can afford. And that's gross. It's gross. It rubs me the wrong way, especially considering these people are already rich. The majority of these people are already fucking millionaires. So who does this benefit? It only benefits the rich, the already rich that can fucking afford it, right? What about people that live out in the middle of fucking Iowa that have shitty ass fucking reception, that don't necessarily have the internet space, or that don't necessarily have the data, or that don't, it's all very much like, well, we're just going to assume that everybody can afford this service, and we're going to make it so you have to fucking have the service. It's very let them eat cake. Oh, well, the poor people are fucking starving. They don't have bread. Oh, well, let them niggas eat cake. Like, no, you fucking rich fucks, you fucking assholes. That's not how it works. And Jay-Z gave an incredibly pompous, elitist, classist interview talking about, well, people can drink water for free out of the tap, but they still will pay $6 for bottled water. We feel like music is the same. It's an invaluable resource, and people should be willing to pay. First of all, nigga, I'm not gonna die if I don't fucking get music. I'm not gonna die. If I don't get water, I'm going to literally die. Like, I'm gonna die. People say all the time, oh, music is my life and I need music to survive and this and that. But you don't literally need music to survive. Like, you just don't. You don't need music to survive. And clean drinking water is also a luxury, right? There's countries all over the world where people do not have access to clean drinking water, right? Tap water isn't free, my nigga. Tap water is a utility. There are tons of places where you pay for tap water. You pay for water to be on in your building or in your apartment or in your house, just like you pay for lights, just like you pay for fucking heat and cooling. Like, that shit is not free. These are people that are rich as fuck and are living, a different lifestyle than the rest of us. So they just, like, don't understand. This just seemed like such a great idea, So one, people don't like that. People don't like the fact that they are, turning music into this luxury item. They're trying to monetize the internet, basically, and they're taking it away from people that maybe are fans that just can't afford this. It's very oblivious, it's very pompous, it's very elitist. I don't fuck with that. So that's part one of why people don't like it. Part two of why people don't like it are the tactics that were used to kind of advertise this service. They tried to take this very grassroots, very activism driven, because this has been a year of activism. You've seen huge activist moments and marches and protests, and they kind of tried to capitalize off of that and monetize that, just like they're fucking trying to monetize, streaming in the internet. And they ran this whole, grassroots campaign of hashtags and Tidal for all, Tidal for everyone, and taking back music, and turn your avatar on your social media blue, Tidal. And a lot of people felt like, again, that was fucking pompous and disingenuous, Like, we're really protesting real shit. When we say Black Lives Matter, that's some real shit. Like, that's not to sell something, that's not to monetize something, that's not to get people to buy something, that's not to get people to buy a subscription to something. We're actually really protesting. And people feel like it's, again, distasteful, gross, crass, and tacky to try to make it seem like, oh, we're doing this big thing, we're changing lives, we're gonna revolutionize music, be a part of history, Tidal for all, really trying to play off of the momentum that grassroots activism has built up to launch this product. It's gross. Like, it's gross. It's gross. It rubs people the wrong way. I actually have some tweets here on my phone. Tidal only for the wealthy. Jay-Z's new streaming service slammed on Twitter for making Beyonce, Madonna, and others even richer. Tidal has been getting major backlash, with critics saying it will only make the rich richer. It is too expensive for the average music lover, and even a struggling singer won't do well with the terms of the agreement, And they had this huge press conference where they like signed these forms like they were curing motherfucking cancer. Like, they were just doing so much, when really all you're trying to do is make your rich asses richer. Make your rich asses richer. And I feel like, the cat is out of the bag with the internet at this point. Even if you get people to subscribe to the service, all it takes is for one person, literally, one person that pays to the service to have the proper software to fucking rip all that content and upload it onto the internet, and we'll all have it for free anyway. And there's always one helpful nigga that's willing to do that. Back in the days of Napster, it was someone on Napster. Back in the days of LimeWire, it was somebody on LimeWire. These rappers and these, not just rappers, but these artists can't even keep their albums from leaking nowadays because people in their own camps upload the shit on the internet. The internet, there's no going back. There's no going back to 1998. There's no going back to 2002. And I feel like these are all artists that are trying to just beat a dead horse and milk every last dime out of a dying industry and out of a dying business model. You're not going to make money off records anymore. Sorry. You're not going to make money off records anymore. You're not going to make money off streaming anymore. We're all going to get it for free. The internet was the great equalizer. Do I think that people should not be compensated for their work? Of course not. But you have to find ways around that. And there's a whole generation of up-and-coming young artists that are doing exactly that. You have artists that put everything out for free on SoundCloud. But then maybe they, you have to pay to go see them perform live. You have to go pay to see them on tour. You have to pay for merchandise. These young kids are branding everything, and they're putting it on Tumblr, and they're putting it on Etsy. And, you have to pay for that kind of thing. You just have to do more. You have to do more. These fucking niggas are lazy as fuck. They just want to sit on their asses and let the money rake in, right? And I feel like, there's all this chatter about, well, the artist, but what about the consumer? What about the consumer that wants to enjoy the work, but, oh, there's a bug. Bitch! Did I get it? I didn't get it. There's all this chatter about, the artists and the artists that are already rich, that are already eating, right? You have to pay $600 to go see Kanye West these days. There's all this chatter about that, but no one is considering the fans. No one is considering the consumers. No one's considering the people that do actually, want to listen to your music and enjoy your content, but maybe all they can afford is a free tier stream. And it's not like they weren't getting paid. They were just getting paid, cents on the dollar, which they just feel like, oh, it's not enough. And we're devaluing. Nigga, Jay-Z's worth $500 million. I don't think he's devaluing. But I'm sorry, I'm getting off track here. I'm trying to get to these tweets. Okay, look, see? And the way that they pushed it, the tides, they are a-changin'. Tidal for all. We can turn the tide and make music history. Start by turning your profile picture blue. Tidal for all. It was all very like how we did Blackout, like riding off the momentum of things that the young internet activists have already done and monetizing that, and that shit left a nasty fucking taste in people's mouth. Spotify and Pandora fans didn't see Tidal as the revolution artists were claiming it to be. Instead, music lovers called the streaming service pretentious, saying it's hard to feel sorry for artists who make millions. Tidal is also facing a ton of negative Twitter reactions, with critics saying that Tidal is just for the rich and elite. One of the biggest differences between Tidal and Spotify is Tidal doesn't have a free subscription option. So if you're a fan and you want to hear exclusive Kanye West content, you have to have a disposable $20 a month or $10 a month. Otherwise, the shit's not for you. It's a luxury item at this point. They're making music a luxury item. That's not for everyone. Think about that. Really think about that. How many people can afford such a subscription service so very much out of touch with the people? Let's help the wealthy continue to waste valuable drinking water for their pools and water fountains. Wow, yet another attempt to devalue music, the artists and songwriters, while the money goes to the hands of a select few. And a lot of people said that as well. They're saying that how the service plays up the artist being the owner, but how no one is talking about, are the songwriters going to get more money? Are the producers going to get more money? Is the sound guy going to get more money? Are the engineers going to get more money? Or are we now taking songs that take an entire team to create, which they do, and we're just putting more money in the hands of these already wealthy ass artists? It's just a money grub. That's how it feels to a lot of people. Just like grab. So I want to get to this one tweet. Two tweets. I hate when Tidal for All is disguised as a charity when it's an overpriced product launch. Disgusting. And the second tweet, so proud of the upper echelons of the music industry all banding together to make Jay-Z some money. I really enjoy when billionaires stand up for themselves. The third thing I wanted to talk about, which was race related, it kind of ties into the whole building off of the momentum of grassroots activism and trying to monetize that to sell a product, was how all of our favorite artists that have not uttered a peep in the last year about Black Lives Matter, about Mike Brown, about Eric Garner, about Bondurant Myers, about Tony Robinson, about Darian Hunt, about Akai Gurley, like I could go on and on and on about Tamir Rice, how all of our favorite artists that have been, suspiciously silent managed to all come together for this star-studded Tidal launch and sign forms and change Twitter avatars and start hashtags, revolution, changes are coming, and Tidal for all. People that could not get behind us when we were begging them, please say something. Say something about, things that are really going on in this country. People that you couldn't hear a motherfucking peep from managed to get together to adopt our same grassroots activism tactics to sell a product, Just like I said in my video about how celeb commentary matters. This is something that is not new, okay? Celebrities coming together for a cause. In the 60s and in the 70s, you had all types of anti-war concerts and, Marvin Gaye, what's going on? And you used to have star-studded, events all the time to raise money for charities and for events, to raise awareness, to spread knowledge. These people have literally just checked out. They've checked out from reality. They've checked out from the real world until it comes time for them to make money. You know how much money could have been raised from just, these same, 4 artists, 5 artists, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna, Kanye, and Nicki, that's 5. I'm not even talking about the white people that were there. I'm not even going to include them. But just from those 5 major black artists, having a televised, star-studded press conference like the one they did to launch this product where they signed forms and shit to talk about Black Lives Matter. How much money could have been raised from a star-studded concert where maybe they signed a petition saying we recognize that Black Lives Matter. How much awareness could have been spread, how many conversations and dialogue could have been sparked, like how we're all now talking about Tidal. If these people didn't say a word, not a word, they sat back, they watched what we did, and now they're adopting and adapting our tactics to make themselves money and to launch a product and to push a product. And it's really disgusting. It's gross. And it sucks. I like Rihanna. I like Nicki. I don't hate Beyonce. I don't hate Jay-Z. And I hate Kanye West, and y'all know this. And he's really a dick. Because he's the number one person nowadays talking about, racism's done. It's all about classism. It's all about separating shit by class. But you're gonna fucking make your whole next album and your whole concert footage and this and that exclusive content on a streaming service that people have to pay $20 a month to fucking get. Is that not classism? You fucking stupid nigga. Is that not fucking classism? Shit gets me hot. But it's like, these are the same people that could not speak for us, for the regular fucking black person, for the regular black American, for the regular black Trinidadian Nicki Minaj, for the regular black Bayesian fucking Rihanna. These are people that could not stand up and speak for us, but they want to adapt our same tactics to sell something back to us, to sell us a product using our own tactics. Think about that. That's fucked up. And it's really getting a lot of backlash. Like, yesterday and the day before, the backlash was really, really intense. I saved some tweets that I'm going to read to you guys before I close this video out. And I said this video was going to be quick. How is it already 20 minutes long? I don't understand. This one was really funny. They put Black Lives Matter with the people, and then they put, like, at the bottom, oh, actually, my bad. This was to sell an item. Where were any of these people united when we needed their support? But it's really amazing how they can unite to line their pockets. So Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, Alicia Keys. Oh, yeah, because Alicia Keys was there too. Nicki Minaj, etc. can all band together to form a company Tidal that will have fans paying just to stream, not download music, but won't stand together with the people on community issues and how to use their celebrity and influence to help support those who have supported them their whole entire careers. So they're saying, we made these people rich. Before Jay-Z fucking became a mainstream sensation, we were the ones that were buying those Reasonable Doubt albums, Before Beyonce became Beyonce, we were the ones buying those Destiny's Child albums. I motherfucking took it back, okay? And not DC3, DC4, bitch, LaToya and LaTavia, okay? We were the ones buying those albums. Before Rihanna crossed over and she was just a little a little island girl that they were calling the Bayesian Beyonce, we were the ones buying those albums. Before Nicki Minaj crossed over with her pop music and she was releasing, fucking Beam Me Up Scotty mixtapes, and she was just this little Hutter good bitch from Queens, we were the ones that were supporting them. But they can't band together and support us. Sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It's disheartening, So all these celebrities can get together in the name of making more millions off the lower classes. You had nothing to say when we were getting tear gassed in Ferguson or when cops unjustly execute us poor folks all across the U.S. They have nothing to say. They're silent. They raised $200 million for ALS last summer, doing the ALS Bucket Challenge. But when it comes to speaking up for black people and black issues, they got nothing to say. Nada. They got nothing to say. I love how these artists can get together and sit around to collaborate for the cause of enlarging their own pockets. But when people were rioting and protesting across the country for months because of systemic racial issues, they didn't come together. They're sitting around in that room in that video acting like they're about to cure cancer. Like I said, they signing forms and they're clapping each other on the back like, yeah, we're taking music back. We're doing this for music. We're doing that for music. You're trying to get us to pay more for a free service. I'm not dumb. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to... It's just like with Netflix. When Netflix tried to get me to fucking pay more for fucking DVDs. God damn it, bug. Anyways, it's just like when Netflix tried to get me to pay more for DVDs however many years ago. I canceled that fucking service. I have the streaming content only, but I'm not going to keep paying for fucking DVDs for the same price. Get the fuck out of here. They're crazy. And then this last one, which I want to read to you. Jay-Z, 560 million. Beyonce, 450 million. Rihanna, 140 million. Kanye West, 130 million. Nicki Minaj, 50 million. These bootlickers could end world hunger just with these artists alone, but they need more millions off of us. You know? All that money could have been put towards so many things. You know, and I think about wealth hoarding a lot. Because you have so many people, the vast majority of Americans are living below the poverty line. I'll include links for you guys if you want to read about that. But the vast majority of Americans are living on or below the poverty lines, especially black people. All right, 1 in 4 black American children is living below the poverty line, not on it, below it. And you have these people that are hoarding wealth. Jay-Z and Beyonce alone are worth $1 billion, more money than they will ever be able to spend. And they can't all come together and publicly, you know, use their money and their influence and their power for any type of humanitarian effort, for any type of real activism, to do any type of bettering the black community, but they can come together and use our own, you know, activism and our own grassroots tactics to try to sell us something, right? We're living in a capitalist-ass society where all people want to do is make money and sell you things, but I just want to tell you guys PSA, because I know I'm gonna have people that are like, well, they eating and they getting money and this and that, and you should support because, you know, they black artists are trying to own their own shit. No shade on them, because I understand that they want to own their own shit, and that's fine, but what about the rest of us? We have to live in this country too, and we're starving. That's why we're fighting. That's why we're fighting over everything, because ain't shit enough to go around for the rest of us. The pie is not infinite. Okay, and these people are hoarding wealth, and they want us, and they want more. They want us to give them even more, when they can't even sign a paper saying all lives matter. I mean, look at what I just said. All lives matter. When they can't even sign a paper saying Black Lives Matter. When they can't even fucking change a profile pic to all black for blackout, but they damn sure could change your profile pic to blue for fucking Tidal, so you could spend that money. And I like these artists just like everybody else. You know, I could listen, I could jam, I could bop. But don't idolize these people. Understand what they're doing. Understand what they're not doing. And how they're not using their influence. And how they don't give a fuck about the black community, really, for real. You know, they live in their privileged white bubble, just like Common. You know, where racism probably doesn't affect them, where clearly money is not an issue, and the rest of us are supposed to keep supporting that. I support small businesses, honestly, only. I'm going to read one more tweet. Tidal for All is a perfect example of how the strategies we use online for social justice can be used by the rich bourgeoisie elites to empower themselves. They are situating their streaming product as something revolutionary because young people are looking for change, and young people are also looking for a radical way. Capitalism asks, how can we make money off of that? How can we direct the rebellious angst and energy of the masses away from anything revolutionary and towards our products? So they use their market research to advertise messages that tell us to fight the power while cleverly redefining who the power actually is. Nice Tidal for All. Nice to see famous black entertainers raise awareness for their bank statements. Think about it. You know, just think about it. Food for thought as always. Fuck this title shit. That's what they get from me. Peace.